Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Bernie here, and I just kind of want to do a quick recap of the game. This was actually one of the games I was actually able to watch, so it was a fun, obviously one of the most fun games, just because of how up and down it was at times. But before we do talk about the Lakers and Warriors, please remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Again, all that stuff helps out the channel tremendously. This was a well-earned win for the Lakers. I talked about it in our live stream with Pete a couple weeks back when we were doing our playoff predictions. I really thought that this Lakers team was catching fire at the right time. They had some worried spots, I would say, here and there, especially in that playing game against the Timberwolves. But sometimes it's all about just getting to the playoffs, right? Because we talked about it before. At least I've mentioned it at times during our live streams and stuff like that. The playoffs is a completely different season. Like it's not a continuation of what happened. Like at the end of the day, the records for both teams, for all the teams, all 16 teams that were in there, was 0-0. And right now, the Lakers are catching fire at the right time. Like I said, Austin Reeves is playing tremendous. Dennis Schroeder playing great defense. Vanderbilt actually played a huge role in this game. I thought he did a tremendous job of being in the passing lanes. One thing that I think really killed the Warriors tonight was kind of the turnovers that Curry or Thompson or Jordan Poole had a lot of those bad turnovers because of Vanderbilt being in the lanes, of Anthony Davis being in the lanes, and really playing off Kevon Looney. The way that they were playing off Sabonis, the Warriors were, same thing for the Lakers. They were playing off Kevon Looney like he's Sabonis, because we know that Kevon Looney is more of like an inside guy, can't really score. So when they were trying to do their zoom action or even their pinch post action where they try to do the split, where you go and you hit it, you hit the you hit the post, and then you have your two guards kind of do whatever action that you want them to do. You can either backdoor or screen for each other. Like there's a lot of stuff that you can do with that action, which is actually a really good action if you are interested in that type of stuff. I think you should go and check some videos out. It's kind of off the Princeton offense a little bit, kind of a hybrid thing, but it's good action. And the Lakers did a great job of defending it. Like that's kind of the thing that the Lakers are known for. And when we look at like their defensive rating, it's one of the best in the NBA playoffs so far. And so, yeah, I mean, like I said, you got to give credit to the Lakers. They did a great job. They did a good defending that stuff. They gave up a couple of those 3-pointers to Steph Curry and the Warriors. And again, that's bound to happen. It's one of those things that you can't really avoid. It's all about how do you stop the bleeding, right? I think that the Kings didn't do a really good job of that in their final game, just because obviously Steph Curry went off for 50. I mean, Steph Curry had an amazing game. He's one of the greatest to ever do it. But I think in terms of point guard positions, I just think that they just get too careless with the basketball. I mean, there's times where I see Jordan Poole just like hucking it, and it's just a complete turnover. Like today, Steph Curry had one where he was driving and he, up in the air trying to decide what to do with that pass, and then ends up turning it off. Turning it over. And so to me, that is what I think could kill the Warriors in this series against the Lakers, is because they haven't dealt with a team with this length, and because of the versatility of a guy like Anthony Davis, it definitely hurts the Warriors in the sense where now it's like you either have to have Draymond Green or Kevon Looney guarding Anthony Davis. And a healthy Anthony, like this is the Anthony Davis that I always, again, he's had injury history before, so I don't want to negate that in terms of when we talk about Anthony Davis. But when Anthony Davis is healthy and he's locked in, and when he is locked in, because he can be a little out of it at times. But today he like this whole, I would say, playoffs, this whole 2023 season, he has been locked in, and that's again great news for the Lakers, because that is how this team is going to win. Like LeBron James had. I would say a sub-average night, or I would say like an average night for what, especially like the standards that, we hold him to. Like it was a standard night for him. And, like I said before many times and times again, like AD has to be that number one guy. Like LeBron can have games where he can be that number one guy, but most of the nights, consistently, it has to be Anthony Davis. And, even watching some of the highlights now, again, like Steph Curry, tremendous player. It's bound to happen that you're going to give up some of those threes. But, I think what made the Lakers a little more dangerous today was really the fact that Anthony Davis, was dominating down the low block, was getting to the post moves that he wanted to, taking advantage of Kevon Looney. in many different ways. Not only just in just trying to get down and back him down, but also the little mid range shot that he had here. I mean, it's kind of one of those things again where the Lakers are a really good team. They have solid players, and I think, like I said, the regular season didn't even matter to me because I think it was just kind of one of those things again where the size and the length of the Lakers, I think, disrupted the Warriors from doing what they wanted to do. Again, and again, I just have the highlights here on the side. I don't think this was, like I said, it wasn't a great game for LeBron James. I could be wrong about the other guys like Draymond Green had a quiet night. He had a technical foul, and that's also something too that they need to worry about if you're a Warriors fan is. I think there is times where Draymond Green can get carried away with this stuff, and it's kind of one of those things like today, his technical foul was just on a complaint about a screen and getting held. Like, as much as I do agree that he did get held by Dennis Schroeder there, it's kind of one of those things where, you can argue with the ref, you can talk to him about it, but at the end of the day, the call happened. Like, the ref made the call. You're not going to change his mind. Like, you can talk to him and be like, okay, hey, look, this is what I want you. Like, I'm just letting you know this is what, for next time, like, we get in this similar situation, I want you to look for that. But at the end of the day, the Warriors do the same thing. The Celtics do the same thing. All these teams do the same thing. Like, they all do moving screens. And we'll take an advantage of a situation where if the refs aren't looking, they're going to hook an arm, they're going to stick their butt out a little bit more so they can get more of their guy on that pause if necessary. But it's just kind of one of those things where there has to be less of that emotion to win these games. Like, I think that is, again, one of those situations that cost the Lakers. Sorry, not the Lakers, excuse me, but the Warriors back in 2016 when Draymond Green got passive towards, or not, I guess, he didn't get passive. He did hit LeBron James in the groin, and it caused a whole uproar and missed that game where he was super important to that team. And so to me, I think that's where a guy like Draymond Green, again, we'll see what happens on the podcast tonight from him. Curious to see what he has to say about the game. But again, I thought that the Lakers responded well to whatever happened in the first round series for the Kings and the Warriors, because again, the Warriors have their I believe it's their Chinese New Year jersey, maybe. I can't remember. I think this is their Chinese New Year jersey, and it was supposed to be like a huge celebration. The Warriors just won against the Kings. They thought they won the championship against that very young team. But at the end of the day, Lakers, the veteran experience, the emergence of Austin Reeves. I mean, D'Angelo Russell played actually pretty decent tonight. I would say 19 points, 6 assists. Thompson had 25. Looney had 10. Poole had 21. Curry had 27. But to me, it was kind of the well-balanced scoring on the bench for the Lakers that kind of won them the game. And I think the rebounding battle, especially when you have one guy getting 23 rebounds. I know a lot of guys are probably not getting as many boards. But when you get about 30-something boards, 34 boards from LeBron James and AD, it's going to be a good night. Like, you're not crying. You're not losing a game if those guys are getting about 30 boards, maybe even 40 if they can. The other thing that the Warriors have to think about going into game number 2 now is really the minutes, I would say, of Jordan Poole. I think that Jordan Poole played okay tonight, and again, he is the X factor for this team. Like, the money that they paid him, the money that they gave him, he has to be an X factor for this team in order to go to the NBA Finals once again. And that to me is the concern if you were a Warriors fan, because even the final shot that he had, it was open. It's a shot that if it was Steph Curry, I trust 100%, but it's Jordan Poole, and I know for the money that you pay Jordan Poole, you're expecting him to play like that. You're expecting him to be that. But at the end of the day, that isn't who Jordan Poole is. I think he had a chance to at least take one more dribble. I thought maybe he could have caught it a little bit closer. Again, and of course, there's 8 seconds left, down by, I believe, 3 at that point, maybe. I think that there's a better shot that you can get. And again, it's kind of the reasons why in the youth that I teach, I always do game situations like that, because it does happen. It happens in the game. You know, you have like 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and you have to decide like what is the right shot, right? It's that pressure, it's that situation, and that's the thing that we're going to find out really, like, if Jordan Poole is made of that stuff, because again, another situation where Jordan Poole probably shouldn't have shot that shot, maybe could have gotten a little bit closer, but at the end of the day, he gives and he taketh away, as they would say, as the phrase would be. Again, that's probably super cringy for anybody that's an English teacher, but it is true. Like, right? Because again, Jordan Poole gives you a lot, but he also can take away a lot from the shot selections to the turnovers. Like, it all starts to add up eventually, and so that's something that, again, the Lakers did a tremendous job. They game planned very well. My only issue with the Lakers is just the rotational minutes. I want to see Rui Hachimura play a lot more. I have no idea why tonight he only played 11 minutes tonight. You know, he is probably one of the bigger X factors. Like, again, I know Vanderbilt's a great player, but when I think about back to that lineup, you had Austin Reeves, you had Dennis Schroeder, and you had D'Angelo Russell. Like, one of those guys can get replaced by Rui Hachimura. I just think, like, having a bigger body, you know, a 6'7", 6'8" type of play. I think he's 6'9", maybe even. Like, that type of that length and body, like, how can you not have that on the court? That was my only concern if you're the Lakers tonight was, you know, how do you get Rui Hachimura some minutes, man? Like, where's the love for Rui? Like, I know Ham, again, I'm not going to take anything away from the coaching today. It was actually all right. Like, there was some rotational stuff where I was a little concerned. Like I said, Rui Hachimura should play a lot more, but they won the game, so who am I to judge the coaching there, right? And that's kind of the situation at hand. I personally am a Rui Hachimura fan. You know, I have been since watching him at the University of Gonzaga, just because I just think that his game is very, I would say, inside the three-point arc, but you have seen, like, the growth and progression from his Wizards days to where he's at right now. Like, the three-point shot has been there, and he's probably one of the best catch-and-shoot guys in the league currently. And so, for me, I definitely think that they need to use him a lot more in that catch-and-shoot type of situation. So even go and attack, stampede the catch, go and attack middle, and try to get a bucket or kick it out. I mean, there's so many opportunities for a guy like him to play. And again, I think Vanderbilt played really well. You know, I think, like I said, defensively, I think was probably the best selection from Ham. Dennis Schroeder played okay. I mean, he was in the passing lane as well. Again, this Lakers team is super long and lanky. And when you have size like that out there, it's so much easier to win games. It's so much easier to play defense than not to have that size. I think that's the problem with sometimes, I believe, with the Golden State Warriors is without that size defensively, unless Draymond Green is an absolute unit that night, you know, playing great defense, it's hard for them, in my opinion, to score buckets and things like that. So, you know, we'll see what happens in game number 2. Again, this is just game over 1. Again, overreaction I could have here. Like, you know, this could be just an overreaction, right? Like, we saw this Warriors team struggle a little bit. This Lakers team played really well. But at the end of the day, we'll see what happens in the near future. Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you guys think about this Laker game? I would love to know what you guys think about really the whole game and what you thought about the strategy defensively, offensively from both the Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers. I'd love to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But anyway, guys, like I said, my name is Bernie. Thank you once again for joining me here on The Charge, giving the latest NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinions. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully the Celtics don't stink it up, because I'm going to absolutely tear them a new one if that's the case. Because, again, not to go on a side tangent, and I just ended the video, but we're going to talk about them after game number 2 a little bit later. Anyway, guys, like I said, my name is Bernie. We'll get you guys in the next video. Peace.